Speaking of the Indian smartphone market, we've got an exciting device that's set to launch there fairly soon. I believe you brought this story to my attention. I have looked at various Redmi devices, but this one, for some reason, wasn't on my radar. I'm talking, of course, of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 and Note 8 Pro. Tell me why this is exciting and I should be paying attention, Mr. Willie Doo.
So this got my attention because it has a 64 megapixel camera, and it's going to be under $200.
$195
yeah.
Converted, right?
Yep.
That's bananas. I mean, it's got a 6.55-inch full HD display. The Pro version has a MediaTek Helio G90T processor. Surprisingly, the non-Pro version gets a 600 series from Snapdragon, so a couple of options there for you. The Pro model, the one with the bigger camera sensor, 4,500 milliamp hour battery, which is, I mean, that's no joke. Plus, it's got a quad rear camera array and an 8 megapixel ultra wide alongside two 2-megapixel sensors to assist with depth, and then a 20 megapixel front selfie camera. I mean, the camera stuff is just getting pretty wild. We featured the Oppo Reno 2 on a recent Unbox Therapy video. I think that went up this morning. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And that thing had a quad camera array on the back. And it's just like, man, these are becoming so versatile with all these focal ranges represented. It's kind of wild, in fact. So here we are, another device that makes you feel, well, it has to make anyone feel like they're probably spending too much on their smartphones. Because we're over here looking at $195 to start. The non-Pro version, even less than that.
Yeah, that one's for 140.
140 for the non-Pro version. Now, this device launched in China first.
Yep.
India next. I mean, it'll probably never natively come here, but it showcases how aggressive your pricing scheme has to be in India to properly compete, and China for that matter. China's included in this conversation. Chinese viewers just can't watch us as much because YouTube natively nowhere near as available, obviously, in China. Some other specs on the Pro version of the device. It's got Gorilla Glass 5 on it, which is not too bad. It has a card slot for micro SD. You can get up to 128 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM. Of course, that wild 64 megapixel camera is the standout feature. It's still going to have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack as well, baked in, and 18 watts fast charging. So it's got a lot of things that people are going to be looking for in a smartphone, and somehow they're able to deliver it at that almost impossible price of under $200, sub $200 USD equivalent.
And we got to say, like, the phone looks nice. Like, it's not some janky, you know. It's a 6.5-inch screen.
You know, something that stands out to me after having been through so many smartphones here and just checking out all the various implementations that exist for how should a smartphone look? What should you have on it? What about the screen to body? What should your hole punch, cutout, notch, no notch motor look like? I feel like this teardrop style, water drop style notch that this one showcases, it's grown well. Like, it's aged well. It still looks decent. It doesn't have the complexity of anything motorized, which some people still have their apprehension about. And it just doesn't really change the experience on the phone. It's small enough that it's not offensive, and the curve that they put on it, it almost acts as a kind of a nice looking design element.
Yeah, it kind of blends it in really nicely instead of like a hole punch.
Yeah, I think as far as notches are concerned, this is probably the way to go. And then also the symmetry on the back, the camera modules lining the center, as well as the only text that's on the device. I mean, you're right. It's a nice looking phone, all things considered. It's wild what's happening in the smartphone world. And we got to cover it, to be honest, Will, because this is increasingly becoming the smartphone market, just from a scale perspective. This is where the growth is happening. This is where things are changing more so. At the top end, we already know the story. It's $1,000, and it's a few times a year. And then you got these iterations just flowing like wine at an Italian restaurant.
Delicious. Aged.
There you go.